It was a crazy feeling, I'm not gonna lie.
You know, it was just a surreal experience.
It was pure joy, just immediate happiness.
It was pretty cool, man. It was something I'll never forget.
Okay, here we go.
For football players, there's nothing quite like hearing your name called at the NFL draft.
Select Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
It's a moment they wait their whole lives for.
I'm in this draft. This is crazy, dog. Hey, I'm in this draft, bro.
And then on draft day, they get to wait just a little bit longer.
I went 16 in the draft, and the draft is really long.
Well, that day was one of the longest days of my life.
Just sitting there waiting, man, waiting those 2 days. Letting those 2 days go by, waiting on that third day, just waiting on that phone call, man. It's a crazy feeling.
Hey, if I get picked today, everybody got to jump in that pool.
As each name gets called, the anxiety only grows for those unclaimed.
If a team passes me, can I call them and be like, listen, I promise you. Like, listen, I promise you passing me, you're going to feel me for 10 years.
You know how it is. Once you start going down, okay, the money get a little less, a little less, a little less.
I thought these teams like me.
I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, I watched their tape, they're not better than me, so what are these guys seeing? All these guys getting drafted and I'm not. And so I'm sitting here just frustrated.
I actually fell asleep during the draft because I was so mad that my name wasn't called yet. I don't wish this on my worst enemy, boy.
No swimming, not today. Tomorrow, when I get picked, we're jumping in the ocean this time.
Of course, a player's draft pick number is just a number.
Congratulations, Randy. Did you think it was going to take this long, though?
No, I really didn't, but...
Not every most valuable player is deemed a most valuable pick.
You kind of joke with the guys on the bus over, like, hey, who's going to be the last one in there? We all thought we're going top 10. Well, it's not that funny when it's you and they're cleaning up the green room around you. Just kind of sat there and faced the reality of dropping in the draft. But it was honestly the best thing to happen to me. I was 21 years old. I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread, and I needed a little bit of humble pie.
I remember being downstairs for like the 4th round, and I came and gone. And the 5th round, was coming and going, and all these other guys were getting picked, and it was hard. I remember taking a walk with my dad and mom around the block.
What'd your dad say to you?
It was just a tough day, I just remember being there with my mom and dad. Sorry about that. They just were so supportive of me. And they take it as emotional as I do. And, finally when the Patriots called, I was so excited, I was like, I don't have to be an insurance salesman,
Waiting to hear your name called is stressful for everyone, but players' families and friends find ways to distract them.
It's crazy because on the one day you don't want people calling you or texting you, that's the day that everyone decides to call you, so your phone's always ringing.
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I can't top the line. I got to call you back later.
Just takes you up and down, up and down.
This is Nick. Hey, baby. Hey, how you doing?
All that day, I was getting calls from my friends prank calling me, saying, hey, this is the GM for the Seattle Seahawks. We're just wondering. I'm like, Harold.
You got the wrong number.
We get all the way down to the 57th pick, which is when I got picked. Terry Donahue was calling me. He said, hey, this is the GM for the San Francisco 49ers. I hang up on him. Like, all right, Harold, man, you done really switched your voice up, man. That's pretty good, Harold.
That was President Obama.
Draft day can be frustrating, but none of these difficult waits can compare to what Grady Jarrett endured.
Midway through the 2nd round, at the house watching with my family, we smell a little funny smell, and we think it's coming from the kitchen, but it was coming upstairs, and we had a little game room area. Fire had started up there, and just had to get everybody out the house. The whole time I got my phone on me because I'm trying to watch the draft. I'm thinking about to get called. 2nd round pass, still didn't get called. firefighters fighting the house. I'm over here in the lawn chair watching some third round going by. Third day of the draft come, house to burn down, still ain't got drafted. Probably had a little tear or two come out my eye. We're gonna keep that on the low though. Fifth round starting to come, then my phone ring. So I answer, it's Coach Q. They say, hey Grady, you know, we just traded up to get you.
The Atlanta Falcons select Grady Jarrett, the defensive tackle from Clemson. Rise up, rise up! Woo!
For me, everything happened how it's supposed to happen. As quick as you get something, as quick as you can lose it. So, and you gotta think about what's always keeping your mind, like what's really important. You know, I still got all my family members from that. For me to go through that, it definitely was a lesson.
No matter what your draft day looks like, it's always better with family and friends.
It was one of the best days of my life, you know, like it was, and not even just because I got drafted, but to have a life accomplishment like that, surrounded by all those special people, it's almost like getting married. You have this life moment surrounded by your groomsmen and bridesmaids, all her favorite people and all my favorite people. There's not a ton of events that would pull that group together and may never happen again. So you cherish it. You cherish those moments.
Get it? Done.
How you doing, Coach?
That call came in, and I was so happy. I was so elated. And just what replayed in my head was not the fact that I got drafted, the fact that everything I'd been through to get to this point. Oh my goodness, and the first person I went to was my grandma. I went to her because she was the one that had to sacrifice with the drives and the transporting back and forth and the getting in trouble in school and having to come talk to my teachers. I'm just thinking all this stuff like, Mommy, we finally made it.
And my son, man, he was on a journey for a long time, so I brought him along, walked across that stage with me because without him and the Lord, it's been rough for me to get to that spot where I was at.
I shed a single tear. You know, I didn't boo-hoo. It was like, good.
No, I ain't crying. I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Here's Coach Carroll.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right now.
Everyone was jumping for joy.
Chandler Jones.
I don't even remember hearing my name called because my family was just screaming so much.
It was like a weight kind of lifted off my shoulders.
Marlon Humphrey.
Jaquan Courtney.
Tyrann Mathieu.
James Conner.